Hi, Sarah Banas here, Simply Sarah Made Easy. I'm going to show you something really neat today. So today we're going to talk about batching products. So making large amounts of products quickly and easily with the Cricut Venture. So I'm big on merchandising when I'm selling at shows. So when I sell at a show, I have my big ticket items, but then I also have my point of sale items. So those are the $1 to $5 items that you put up close to where you're not your register at this point, but where you're standing with your square checkout or whatever have you. They're your point of sale items that when people are checking out, they're looking at while they're getting their credit card out or whatever. And it just increases your sales volume without a lot of extra effort. It's also a really good way to draw people over to your booth or your spot because they're so inexpensive. And if you get, cute point of sale items, it'll draw people to your spot and crowds draw crowds. So that being said, this time of year, a really good point of sale item is gift tags. Okay, so you can take and you can make 5 to 10 gift tags very inexpensively. I mean, you can get, a sheet of paper. I use Recollections, 65-pound Recollections brand. You can get it at Michael's or on Amazon. I'll link it in the video description. And you can get a sheet of that for 10 cents, maybe 7 cents, probably less. And you can get a good amount of tags out of every one. And then you have the cost of, you want to package it nicely, not just throwing them on your table. Put them in nice cello bags, or I think that's how you say it, Cello, I think. But I'll link the cello bags that I use also in the video description. But you put it in a nice cello bag, 5 to 10 of them, put a nice sticker on there with your company name and a QR code with all of your socials. That'll help you build your business. But that's the best way to market this type of thing, especially this time of year. But I mean, really, any time of year, you can do birthday ones, whatever. So, but let's talk about batching because with this type of thing, your main cost would be your time, right? So it's not so much materials, but it's the amount of time that it takes to make. So the quicker you can make it, the better. Okay. So we're going to talk about some really cute ways to do it. All of these designs I got right out of Design Space. I'll put the numbers up for each one in the video description also. Real quick, before we go any further, if this video is interesting to you or helpful, like the video. That helps me out a lot. But also subscribe to my channel. When you're subscribed to the channel, you'll get a notification when the new videos come out once or twice a week. We're in the middle of a design series right now, teaching you not only how to use your machines and your materials, but also how to design for yourself. So when you're subscribed, you'll get a notification when the new videos come out. There's a bunch coming up you're not going to want to miss out on. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. One other thing real quick, join us on Facebook, okay? I'm going to put in the video description, I'm going to link, let's see, I'll link Cricut for Beginners. That one's about 780,000 members, something like that. So like 750,000 members, super friendly, super helpful. You'll fit right in. So definitely join us there. You'll love that community. So we can get rid of all of this. Okay. So what I have done, the Venture mat is about, I think it's 24 by 28. But what I have done, instead of using a Venture size piece of cardstock, because the full size cardstock that I have is just a little bit thicker, I would say it's probably about 80 pounds. We want to work with 65-pound cardstock. So what I have done in the 65-pound cardstock that I generally use is it's just letter size, so it's 8.5 by 11. So I've put 4 of those on my mat, one on each corner. So let's make a template of our mat so that we know what we have to work with, okay? So let's actually just make a template just of one sheet on the mat, and that'll make it the easiest. So let's get a rectangle. And then we'll go up here to the unlock box, and we'll make this rectangle 8.5 wide by 11 high. Okay, so this is the size we have to work with. Now, just for the sake of having, here, let me see if I can zoom out some. Because we want to make sure we can see, oops, we'll make sure we can see all of this. But still, oops, sorry. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to change this to be white so that I can better see what I'm doing. And then let's first work with, let's do an easy one first. Let's do the Christmas tree first. So let's move these out of the way. So for the Christmas tree, what I want to do is I'm going to do a right then cut, okay? So I'm just going to use, I think I'll use like a black glitter or a dark purple glitter gel pen. The Cricut glitter gel pens are absolutely beautiful. I love them. So for your writing fonts, the best writing fonts for your Cricut are the ones that are Cricut's writing fonts right on the Cricut cloud, okay? When you install fonts and you try to install single line fonts, almost always they're not true single line fonts, so you get that where it's writing either side of it and it turns into bubble letters. The ones on Cricut's cloud, the writing fonts, are true single line fonts. So to find those, you would go to text. That'll bring you up a text box. Okay. Oops. Don't want to do that. So grab that text box and move it down here. Now I have already selected, you can see that that is a writing font. See how it says style writing and Operation Pen. But to find them, if you're looking for one with your text box selected, click on font and then click over here on Cricut and then click right here and then click writing. Okay. And then I'm not 100% sure why this one is there. There's a couple like that I mean, I don't know. Maybe they would go to true writing fonts. I don't know. But you can find all of the single line fonts. Like that's a single line font. That's a single line font. We'll do a video later and I'll test some of these other ones out. But as far as whether or not they're single line fonts. But this one is the one we're going to use. This is BFC Artisan Bread, okay? So that is a true single line font. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this say to and from. Now, if you were doing these for yourself and you knew, what the names were, you could also do the names. Because these are going to be for sale. Obviously, we don't know the people's names, so we're going to leave that part blank. We're just going to put the to and the from. So I was looking at the Christmas tree, and I think that if this were mine and I were using it, I think that I would want the to and from going, well, I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me send this to the back. I'm going to send that to the back so that my writing is the top. Let me see what it looks like if I do to, oops, and from. That's actually not too bad. That's what we'll do. So we're going to want to size both of these down. Okay. So select both, size them down. You don't want it too small, but you also want to make sure that you're leaving room to actually write the names on there. So, to and from. Oh yeah, that's going to be super cute. That's going to be really, really super cute. Okay. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so now, I'll move this down just a little bit. So now what you do, you have those both on there, right? So now what you do is you select both your text layers and your tree. Okay, so that's all selected now. And then you attach it, okay, right here, attach. That's what you need to do, okay? Oh, let me detach that first and let me just show you so that you can see if you're not familiar with print then cut. This is a write then cut. It's the same thing, but you're writing instead of printing. Okay, so this right here you can see is a basic cut, right? And then your text, you can see that you're designating that to write. Okay, so again, select both and attach. And now I'm going to take, and I think I want these to be, I'm going to make these, I think, let's see. So that is about 4 inches. When you're selling them, this larger, you don't want them huge, but larger is better because people see that as being a higher quality and you're not losing a ton in materials. So people prefer that. They don't want little tiny gift tags, okay? So, but again, you don't want huge either. So let's say, let's see. I think that might be a little bit too big as far as height goes. Let's go 3.75 wide, and that'll put you just under 5. It's a little big. I might make the next set a little bit smaller, but it's not too big. So now this is our template. So now we're going to try to see, we're going to try to fit a few of these on here. But what I'm going to do is I'm also, because this is my green sheet now, and so I also want to put on this one green sheet that I have another, so this has a back and a front to it. And I want to be able to use some of that green sheet for the back part of these. So actually maybe for the back of, maybe the front of one too, but definitely the back of this one right here. So let's go ahead, let's ungroup these right here, ungroup, so that we have all separate. Put these over to the side for now. So these right now are 2.4 by 4.4. 4.4 is decent sized. So I think that that's just about the right size where we want to keep these. So let's make another sheet of this. So, and then we'll color code these so that we know what we're doing. So this, we'll leave that one white, and then we'll make this one a different color of green, just so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's take 4.5. That might be just a little bit too big on that one, I'm thinking. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller because 4.89 is a little bit big. Let's see, 1, 2, 4, 8. Yeah, so let's make that size. And then for this one, what we're going to do is we have to further ungroup it one more time because that's going to separate these two layers. And then this, oops, let's move this to the back, send it back. And then we know we want to cut this in green, right? So we'll make that color of green. Make that, which color of green is this one? Oh, I can't tell because we have it set to right. Let's see. That's okay. So we'll make that, I think that's that one. Yeah, that's that one. So let's set up one of each of them, and then we'll go back and we'll add anything that we have space for. Okay, so then let's make our one sheet of yellow. So we have 2 sheets of white and 1 sheet of yellow. So let's do that. Okay. So we'll put this over here and this down here. Give us each of our sheets. Okay. So this, we know, let's see. So that's going to be, let's do that white. Here, let's move all of these to the back. Send it back. And then send it back. And then send it back. Okay. So let's make this one in white, right? And let's do this one. Let's ungroup that. And then let's make, so let's make this the top part white and the bottom part yellow, so that star shines through as yellow. That'll be pretty. Okay, and that'll be in yellow, and then let's do the same thing with this one. So ungroup, and then we'll do the top layer in the white and the bottom layer in the yellow. And then this one, let's do the top layer in green and the bottom layer in white. Okay, and then, okay, so that's for those ones. And now for these ones, oh, you know, I want to put the to and from on all of those too. So for these ones, what we're going to do is we are going to do something a little bit different. So right now, this is 2 layers, okay? So this is 2 cut layers. See right here? 2 separate cut layers. I'm going to ungroup those. And what I'm going to do, instead of having this be a cut layer, so I could like cut that in vinyl if I wanted to, and that would be really pretty. But what we're doing here is we're trying to reduce the amount of time it takes us to make them. So I am going to take that and I'm going to go to operation. And instead, I'm going to draw that, okay? So I'm going to do a glitter pen. I'm going to do a black glitter pen, okay? So, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to select both and I'm going to attach those. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one, okay? So I'm going to ungroup, and then I'm going to take that and I'm going to turn that into, I'm going to change that from being a cut to change it to be pen. And then I'm going to change this to be the glitter gel in black, okay? And then I'm going to take these 2 and I'm going to attach them. And I want these to be, let's see, I think that both of these should be about, let's say that they should be 4 high, okay? Let's see. Maybe a little bit bigger. Oh, you know what? So, okay. So, we're going to have to do them separately. So, let's make this one 4.5 high. And then we'll make this one 4.5 high. Okay. And then let's take our to and from. I'm not sure why that looks a little bit, oops, don't want it that big. For some reason, the from looks a little bit heavier of a weight, and I'm not sure why that is, but that's okay. Okay, so for these ones, I'm going to select them both like that, and then I'm going to align. I'm going to align left, and then I want that to be a little bit smaller than that. And actually, so on these 2, I'm gonna rotate that 90 degrees. Okay, and I'm gonna do the to and the from sideways on these. I'm gonna send these to the back. Okay. I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller. Two. It's not going to give me quite enough space. Okay, so I take that back. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip these back the other way. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. I'm just trying to make it so that I have enough space, but that they're not so tiny that it doesn't look great when it writes. So it's a little bit of trial and error. But then you only have to do that part once, so the trial and error part. Okay, yep, that's good. I think that's gonna, I don't love that. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, so select these both and do 180? No. 180. No, that's not right. What am I doing here? Am I doing 90? 90, there it is. There it is. Okay. So I'm just going to make it so that they have room. So underneath to do the names. So I'll do 2 and then I'll do from. But then I'll do it so that they have room underneath to write the name. So like 2. And then from. That kind of is a little bit awkward there because of that being high. So, but that's okay. That looks okay. I probably would select a different design on the next one, but I just want to show you that, you know, you can pick your own designs when you get to that point. Just be aware of what I wasn't aware of. So let's align, and we'll push that to the back, and then we will duplicate that so that we have a set to put on this. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to get that over there and it's not working. Okay, that's okay. We'll just drag them one by one. Let's take this set and we'll attach that, and then we'll move that off to the side. And then we'll take these and we'll go 2 and from. And then we'll select both of those and we will align them. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to select all of that, and we're going to attach it. Okay, so now let's do these ones. I think these ones would look best on the white. So let's move those both over to the white. This one I just did for fun because it'll be neat for you to see. They're calling that a gift tag, but it kind of looks more like a bookmark, but that's okay. Maybe, you know, let's make it a little bit bigger and let's make it a bookmark gift tag, right? And then you would just write the name in there. I just wanted to show you this one because this one's really pretty. So, okay, so let's make that about that size. Okay. So now let's go over here and we will work out where we're going to cut all of these on our paper. So that one needs to be changed to, you have to change your colors so that they will work on here. So I am going to ungroup that, and I'm going to change my color of this to white. And then I'm going to change, oh, that is a bookmark. It came up under tags. It's actually a bookmark. So we're going to have a bookmark spliced in with our tags, and that's fine. So then I'm going to go to pen, and I'm going to make sure that it has the same pen selected, the glitter black, okay? And then I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to attach, okay? So now I'm going to move this. This is going to be a white layer, and then that's going to be white, and then this is going to be white, and then this one we're going to ungroup, or we're going to detach it, excuse me. So we're going to detach, and then we're going to change that. Oh, still. Detach that, and then we're going to change that to be white. Select all and attach. Okay, and this one, same thing. detach. No, still. Okay. Turn that white. I'm going to attach all of this. And then make sure this is all attached. Okay. And then this one we can just switch to white. It's just a cut layer. This one we can change to white. This one we can change to yellow. This one we can change to green. Okay, oops, wrong color of green. Okay, and all right, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna fill up each of these sheets, okay, so that we are utilizing or maximizing all of our space. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so I can see everything. All right, so what do we have going on here? We have that. And you can, I mean, I'm not going to take a ton of time to make sure we utilize every single inch of it, but, you know, obviously if you want to, you can. You might as well. But I am not going to do that for the... I will take these off of here, though, and I will flip these to at least utilize that space. Okay. Here, you know what I'll do? I'll take all of these, and I will take those like that, and then I will go to Align, and I will align them all on the top. And then I will align and I will distribute them. And this one can come over just a little bit. Okay, and then I'll take all of these and I will rotate that by 90 degrees. Actually want that the other way because I want them all. Oh, that's not going to quite work. So I can get... I'm going to... Oh, you know, I can't decrease the size of them because if I decrease the size, then I'll be off on my... Here, I'm going to try to move these up just a little bit. If I change the size on them, then my backing on the back, ones that have a backing won't fit. So can't do that, but that's okay. That should, that's kind of a tight fit. You know, I'm going to, just for the sake of, I'm going to do this just because I would rather waste a little bit of space than end up with a, excuse me, end up with a one that doesn't fully cut. And again, when you're doing it, you can, you know, utilize your space however you want. Okay, so what do we have here? So we have almost a full yellow sheet. So which ones were those? Those were the 2 stars. So let's take those 2 and we'll duplicate those. And then we'll make 2 more stars. So that was this one right here. Right? Yep, that's that one. So we're going to duplicate that. And we can put those right here. Okay. And we'll rotate that by 90. Oops, that's not right. Rotate by 9, 8, 27. 270 maybe? What am I doing wrong? I can manually rotate it. I'll just manually rotate it. Okay, that's good. And we'll put that right there. Okay, and then we can So I'll move these apart a little bit. And then let's get one more Christmas tree in there. And then we have to forgot to put our to and from on the fronts of, I should have done that before we turned them. That's right. Okay, so this one is, we just have to put our to and from on there. So let's zoom in on our green a little bit. And we'll get our, so we can get rid of the template on that. We don't need the template for that any longer. And let's do our to and from on here. So we can detach that and then just borrow this, duplicate, and borrow this, duplicate, and then we'll reattach that. Okay, and there's our to and from. So probably make that a little bit, no, to and from, I think that's about the right size for this one. Okay, to and from, and then we'll select those two and we will align left, okay, and then we'll duplicate that. We'll select all of this and we will attach that. And we'll duplicate this one more time so we have it for our next one. I don't know why it's not letting me pull two at once, but we will just do it manually. Okay. Oh, you know, so this is a back layer. That one's a back layer. That's the back layer to the tree, so that actually does not need a to and from. So the front layer of that does, and then, let's see here. Let's grab, actually I'll just delete that, make it easier. So all of our trees, these we can all attach now. That's one layer. Okay, so that is our green. So that is set to go, okay? And then oh, you know what? Okay, so, darn. I actually am going to want these all the same color because we're going to do them all in the same mat. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to, I didn't think about that. Okay, so that is okay. I'm going to move this off to the side. And I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to turn these. Trying to, okay, so I want to turn them 90 degrees, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to take our to and our from. To and from. And I'm going to align that. Okay, and this I'm going to turn, you'll see why in a minute, but I'm just going to turn everything to the same green. Okay, and that's just because we're going to be putting it all on the same mat, and then we'll be able to move it around on the mat. So we want the machine to recognize that all is being on a single mat. And then we're just going to put it on the mat where we want it to process. So we're going to take and we're going to duplicate that. And we're going to take this and we're going to attach that. And then this is front, this is front. So we'll put these both on. That's our to and our from. And then we're going to want to select both of these and we're going to align them, align left. And then we're going to duplicate that so we have a second set. And we're going to change this to that green. And let's detach that. Turn that to the green. And then we'll attach that. And then we'll turn that to the green. Okay, we'll put our to and our from on there. To and from. Okay, and then we will take those two and we will align them. Excuse me. Duplicate. Okay, and then those two attach. I think we already attached. No, we didn't get that one attached yet. So select all, attach, attach. Okay, so these we can now, that's that sheet of paper. So we can attach all of those. All right, so that one's done now. So now let's zoom back out. Excuse me. So that's these two. Now this one, we can get rid of that, and these can all get changed. Okay, so let's first determine if these are front layers or back layers. So those are all 4 back layers, right? Yeah, those are all 4 back layers. So those can all just go to green. And now let's zoom in and we can deal with these ones. Okay, so that's that. And these two are front layers. And that one is that a front layer or back layer? I don't remember. Let's see here. Let's see what we have. Okay. So we have that is front, 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 front. 4 fronts. I should have done this all before changing the colors, but that's okay. Let's see here. And that is a white. You know, so I'm going to put, because I'm not 100% sure if that is a front layer or a back layer. I think that's got to be a back layer, I think. That's okay. If we end up with one that is doesn't have the to from on it, that's not a problem. So where is my to from that I saved? So bring this down here. And then these two definitely need a to from. So I'm going to turn that 90 degrees. And I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to put my to and my from on these. And I'll move that up just a little bit. There's a little bit more room. I'm going to duplicate that. It's not going to let me grab them together, so that's okay. 2 from, and let me just go ahead and align both of these. Align. Align. Okay, so, and these ones, it looks like somehow I reversed them. So let's go ahead and fix that. Okay. All right. So now we can get rid of this template. Okay. So now what we need to do, just go ahead and detach these, detach that. Okay. And we'll change all of these to green. 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 Green and green. Okay, and we will select all of that, attach, Select all of this, attach, select all of this, attach. Probably could have just done this all as a single, like all at once. All of that, attach. And that one's already attached. Okay, so now I can take all of these and attach all of them. These, oh, and I have to attach these ones also. Okay. Okay, so now we are all set to go. Okay, so we have all 4 of our layers, right? And so now what we're going to do, now we're going to click on Make It, okay? And now when I click Make It, I'm going to do On Mat, confirm. Could have done it on a smaller mat, but we're not. We're doing it on, no, then it would have taken 2 mats. So, where is our largest mat? I'm not sure why it's not bringing up the largest mat, but this is the mat that we're using. Just 1 second. Is set to venture. Probably not bringing up the larger mat because, just 1 second. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Doing a full-sized mat. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so this is what we need. So, excuse me. So we're going to take this, and this one was, I think that's a white layer. Let's move this aside for now. So green is over here. So this one is green. We know that. And we can put that right about right there. I want to move it down a little bit. You don't want it exactly right up butted against the side, because that way if you're not loaded on there exactly right, you're not going to lose anything. So that's that. And then next to that, I have a layer of white. These ones we know are yellow. The yellow is on this side. So these 2 must be white, right? So that, okay, that's incorrect. Give me just 1 second. Okay, so I need to turn this one first off. And I need to turn this one. Okay, so my green is there. And then this is white. So white is next to green. And then yellow is over here. This is yellow. And that is white. Okay. Okay, so that should be right now. Now let me just go ahead and move these all just a little bit away from the edges. And then we will be set to go. These are going to be really neat. And these don't always take this long. This is just a little bit of trial and error, but such is life. So let's move this just a little bit away from the edge. And you can see if you were, really prepared for it and you knew, exactly how many you needed, you could fill up this entire mat. So you could get a ton at once, which is really nice. So now we're going to click continue. And now it's going to connect to the venture, but what it's going to do is it's going to tell me, so first off, we have to browse all materials. I know for this material and this specific cut, actually for all cuts, this is what I use for this material. It's Cardstock Intricate Cuts. Okay, I do not need to add any pressure with this particular brand. And then the first thing we need to do is we need to load so just 1 second. Okay, so we're going to load our pen into clamp A, and then clamp B is already our blade. And now let's go over to the machine and get this done.
We are at the Venture. You can see that I have the mat loaded. See, I have 4 sheets of cardstock on there. And we are going to use a purple glitter pen. Super pretty. I'll link these in the video description also. So if you're unfamiliar with how to load the pens, it's incredibly simple. Sneak over here, open that up, and now listen if you can. Did you hear that snap? It'll snap right in there, and then you close it, okay? See, this is flashing. This is ready to go. This is up. Okay, so this is the side that we want our green on. Okay, so that is ready to go. And now I'm going to press this flashing button. First thing it's going to do is it's going to take the mat down and it's going to read it. And now this is going to flash, and I'm going to click that. The first thing, I think the first function it's going to do is the write function on the whole thing, on any of them that are going to get written, and then it'll go back through and it'll cut. I'm going to let this go in real time so that you can see how incredibly quick the Venture is. It really is so incredibly fast. So anybody who's been with Cricut for a long time, you have seen, like I have, the progression of the machines, and they've gotten faster and faster and faster. This one blows everything else out of the water. It is so fast. You can see how much of the writing that it's already done in just that short period of time. So that bookmark might have made that a little bit big. This might be for like a coffee table book. But that's okay. You'll get to see how nice the pen work on this really is. And this is the only one. This will take a little bit longer just because of how much pen work there is. But then the rest of the mat will be super quick because that'll just be the to from and then the quick cuts. See how pretty that is though? Another thing that you can do with this, if you like using single line designs and fonts like this, is you can use the quill pen. So it's a foiling pen, not quill pen, excuse me, it's like a foiling. So there's it's pretty simple to use. I'll do a video on it. But you put the foil pen in, and then you use sheets of the pressure sensitive foil, and then instead of it being the pen, then it's like this really high gloss foil. Super pretty. Okay, so now it's just gonna go through, and it's just gonna, oh, you know what, I'm sorry. So you can see on the top over here, what it's doing, let me try to zoom in a little bit. What it's doing is it is taking and it's writing out those snowflakes that we did. But you can see how intricate that is and how quick it's going to write those out. see how nice and clean those lines are? That's really, really pretty. And when I show you, when we take these off the mat, the glitter, these glitter pens have like actual glitter in them. They're like sparkly. Super, super pretty. I have a thing for the Cricut pens. I literally have like hundreds of them. I was so happy when they came out with the Venture, because of course now the larger format, it gives us the ability to use pens on like, you know, like large wall art and stuff like that. So really, really neat. You see how pretty those are though? Zoom in just a little bit so you can see it. Oh, you know what? So, okay. Just 1 second. I think what happened is I think I changed the color on the pen on accident. So I think one not in the machine obviously, but on Design Space. So it recognized it as needing the change in the pen. But obviously I want them all the same, so I didn't need it. So I just had to push go again. So now it's going to go through and it's going to write all the to and froms. And then it just has to cut everything out. Super, super easy. And that the cut part will happen. That'll be super quick. And the nice thing is that when you're batching like this, so if I had set up this entire mat, and then I could just walk away. I could just walk away and go, you know, do the dishes or whatever else I have to get done, and then come back, and then the whole mat is done. Then you just pop them off, package them, and that's it. They're ready to go. Okay, so now it's going to cut. Now it's ready to just go through, and it's going to cut all of it out. That's a big bookmark. And, you know, I gotta tell you, this Venture is so incredibly accurate. Wait until you see these cups, they're perfect. And then when we go over to the workspace and I take these off the mat, I'm going to show you a super easy way to get all of the scraps off the mat, the little bits of paper. You don't have to individually peel those. There's a super easy way just to get them right off there. So that's it. Now these are all done. So all I have to do, I am going to pop this out of here because I take very good care of my pens. I want to make sure that that is, okay, and I'm going to pull this out of here. Put that back down. Turn this off. Okay, and that's it. Now let's go ahead and let's go over to the workspace, and I'll peel these off of here, and you can see just how pretty they are. Okay, so here we are at our workspace, and I want to show you something first. When you are removing your cardstock from your mat, you never want to peel. If you peel, it will curl. It doesn't matter as much on your cutaway, but I mean, I would assume that the vast majority of you are like me, where you like to conserve your cutaway, and maybe one day you'll use it for another project, or maybe it'll just end up in a scrap bin and you'll keep it forever. But more so on your project itself. So I'm tipping up the mat, right? And then I'm getting the corner up, and then I'm lifting. I'm not peeling, I'm lifting. So this is a newer mat. Even though it's light grip, it is holding on to it pretty well. So you got to be very careful, because the more your mat holds, the more likely it is to peel. See, or curl. See how it curled just a little bit? But it would have curled a whole lot more if I had peeled it. So that's not. So I just want to show you real quick. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. Let me try to show you that glitter. Do you see that? In the real light, it just sparkles. So pretty. So there's your bookmark. But now let's get these off of here. So now with these, what you can do is a couple of things. And I'll show you more when we get even like this. See that? I don't know if you can see it or not. Super, super sparkly. But when we get the back on this, I'll show you can, so I put cords on mine, and then some people put a bead on the cord. I do sometimes I don't. So, but you can see, so do you see how incredibly nice that cut is? Oops, you gotta be careful with this, because you're, you don't want to rip that. You don't want to rip that snowflake when you're taking it off of here. But do you see how clean that cut is? I mean, that's a really, really nice cut. There's no marks. There's no nothing. So that's that. Get all of these off of here. I'm not going to peel these all off with you on camera, because I don't want you to have to sit through me taking each of them off carefully. But I want stay with me, because we're gonna glue these on here. I'm gonna show you the craft glue I use. It's like the best craft glue out there, and we're gonna glue them together, and then we'll put the little tassel on. But before we go there, let me just show you. So these bits that are on the mat, like this one, see how it's like pieces? You don't want to have to deal with going through and individually taking those. So this, you can use an old credit card. You can use a flat edge ruler, and all you do is you go like this. And it just scrapes it right off of there. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. You gotta be careful that you're not, scraping up your mat too bad. But it's so much easier than going through and manually picking each of those bits off of there. So much easier. That's it. That's all you do to clean off your mat. I'll link these in the video description. I pay next to nothing for them on Amazon. And this felt part is nice for when you're pushing down on vinyl, because you don't scrape up your vinyl with it. So I'll link these in the video description also. Okay, so I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to peel the rest of these off. And then we'll be back here in 1 second. We'll go ahead and we'll glue these together. So this is all of our pieces. I'm going to show you how to put these together, okay? So let me just take my rings off real fast. I just don't want to get glue on them. So the glue that I use, this is the glue that I use, okay? I'm going to link this in the video description. This is the absolute best craft glue on the market. This is what you want. I'm going to link this in the video description. So I'm going to take the cap off, okay? And I'm going to open up this and dump out the pieces. And this is the one that I want. Comes with a really, really, really nice applicator. Okay, super, super nice. Okay, so these ones do not need any work. So now I want to show you, you can kind of see the glitter on these. What you could do also, Cricut has, see that? See how pretty that is? Cricut has these really pretty opaque pens for writing on darker colors, and those would make beautiful tags also. Okay, so these ones are done. So the ones that we need to work on are the ones with a front and a back, okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to put your glue on the front side, okay? First run it right along. I'm going to put my glasses on. Okay, first run it right along the edge. See how nice that glue goes on? Along the very edge first. I'm not going to get the bottom edge yet because I want to get these trees. Your edges first. And this dries so incredibly clear that it is, it's okay if you get a little bit off the edge. It's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, that's it. That's all you need, okay? And now I'm going to put this on to line this up. I'm going to line up the top part. And if you have the top lined up, the rest will just fall into place. And then I'm just going to tamp it all down real good. From the back. Oh, just a little bit off. I could have been a little bit more careful, but that is so pretty. And then once the glue is all dry, I'm going to go back and I'm going to, a little bit of glue off the edge. That'll dry totally clear. And once the glue is all dry, I'm going to go back with this and I'm going to make a really nice, you know what? I'm going to show you real quick how I make the tassels. Just so you can see. Tassels are very, very easy to make. So this is the twine that I like. It's really nice quality twine. It's inexpensive. I get it at Michael's. I'll link that in the video description also. It's hard to see, but it's got a really pretty like metallic in it. Okay, so this is how I do my tassels. So I take and I run, see how I folded it in half? So fold it in half like that. And then run this right up through there. And then just like that. So that is how I do my tassels, okay? And then what I do is I do another knot, kind of not quite at the top, but almost at the top. So I do another knot right about right there. And then I take my scissors and I cut that off like that. And then I separate these to give it that nice like tassel look at the end. And that's it. And these are, you can do that same thing for bookmarks. But that's it. That's all there is to it. So these are super, super easy to make. Really cute. Super easy to make. And then, like I said, if you wanted to, before you put that second knot on, you can put a bead on there and then knot on top of the bead and then do the same thing with the top. And that's really cute also. Okay. So that's that one. Let's just do one yellow one just so you can see how the yellow one looks, because that's going to be really pretty. So same thing with this. I'm going to go right up on the edge. Don't need too much, just a very little bit. Okay, right along the edge. The viscosity of this is, you're going to love it. Wait until you use this. You're not even going to believe how great this craft glue is. Like I said, I will link that in the video description. You're going to absolutely love it. If you've never used this craft glue, it's like nothing. There's nothing else on the market that even comes close. And I've used a lot of craft glue. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's it. That is all you got to do. Probably even used more than I had to on top. You really do not need very much at all. There we go. Okay, how pretty is that? Now, what you could do also is you could also use a glitterish cardstock for the back. You can't use a textured one, but I'll make a video on that. I have a really neat way to use glitter for the back layer. Really, really cute way for it. But that's it. That is all there is to that. And then same thing, where I'll put a tassel on there. Fold it in half. With the folded edge, come up through the back so that your loop is right there. And then lead this right through lead these two right through the loop. See what I did there? Lead that right up through the loop. Tighten that. And then knot it at the top. Knot it right up there. Take a snip just to even it out. And then just go ahead and separate these little bits so you get that nice tassel look at the end. And that's it. And that is all there is to it. Super duper pretty. And you can do anything you want. There's just so much you can do, but that's the basics of it. So that's your basic idea of how to make these. And now you can make them, but you can make them your own. You can do with them whatever you want. And then if you wanted these ones to be heavier weight, you could make a secondary background, because these ones are nice and, nice and heavy. These are a little bit more thin, obviously. You could make a secondary background, just a plain background, and glue it together to give it that double layer. And then you have these super cute ones. Same thing. You could make it double if you wanted to. But people love them. Super, super easy. Fun thing to make. And not even just if you're selling. These are a fun thing to make for yourself, for your own Christmas gifts, just to make them special. So that's it. So like I said, like the video if it was helpful to you, or if you learned anything. That helps me out a lot. But also subscribe to my channel so you get the notification when the new videos come out. There's a lot of good ones coming up that you don't want to miss out on. Join us on Facebook. I'll link everything that I used here in the video description. I'll link the Facebook group in the video description. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.